Hey guys, it's John, and I just wanted to take a second before the podcast started to introduce it a little bit. SugArmyy was a really cool guest to have on here. She was such a nice person to talk to. She's been like a fan of BTS since the starting of BTS. I think that's freaking awesome. It was a really cool conversation. I really enjoyed talking to her and kind of getting to know a little bit more about the person that actually got my daughter into BTS. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and if anybody needs anything, please know that I'll be both in the chats on this video while it's live, and if you guys are watching this afterwards, y'all can always DM me on any of my social media and I will respond. Take care. What's up, guys? We're here live right now with SugArmyy Momo. How you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm doing really good. I hope you are too.
Yes, definitely. It's like it's a later night here, and it's actually like I'm more awake at this hour anyways. So this is like good change. Good change.
That's good. Yeah, I was worried that it was going to be too late for you.
No, like I had one that was 7 o'clock in the morning, and I think you can see on my face that I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm so
yeah,
sleepy.
I'm not a morning person either.
What time is it there in you're in Japan, I believe, right?
Yes, so
Nice.
it's like 1 p.m.,
Oh,
like right
that's so
after lunch.
cool. Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, so, okay, I think I told you before we started the podcast, but my daughter is such a huge fan. So before we even get started, Haven, this just hello is from Haven. She said, please tell her I said hi.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Haven. Thank you for watching my videos.
Oh my gosh, she's going to nerd out about
Good.
that. Well, so how did this first start? Like, how did you first get a YouTube channel together? And pretty much, like, what was your idea for it whenever you first began?
So it's kind of crazy. I think I got really lucky with YouTube because I was just starting college. So it was my first year. Since I'm Japanese and I was studying in Canada, so I didn't know anybody. I had no friends. And so YouTube and BTS was my only friends.
Huh.
And so one day I was just bored in my dorm room and I was just playing around with my apps on my phone. And I just thought, okay, maybe I should make an edit of BTS just for me, just for fun. So I made one, and then I didn't have enough storage on my phone. So I was like, okay, I can't keep it on my phone. I need to put it somewhere. So I put it on my computer. And then I just thought, okay, maybe I can just put it on YouTube, just see what happens. I didn't expect anything. It was mostly just for my own satisfaction. And I think I deleted my first video. It's not on YouTube anymore. But I started doing that. Like every day I would edit a video. It's like my editing skills then were like really crappy, but it was just for fun. And then one day, one video like really blew up. I think it was one of Taehyung dealing with like a mic trouble, I think.
Yeah.
And that blew up, and that gave me like 5,000 subscribers in like a week.
Oh, nice.
Which was overwhelming
Yeah.
at the time. And I guess that's how it started. And I just started uploading my edits, and I started trying something new. And now it's very different from what I started with. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I really got lucky with that algorithm.
Was that what you were going to school for? Was editing, or were you kind of looking
Oh,
at going first?
no, it's really not. I was going into like psychology and
Oh,
stuff, so it
wow.
was like a little different. Yeah,
Such a
not
change.
related at all.
Yeah, that's awesome though. It's such a change of pace, but I think that's really cool. Like, was editing just something you did as a hobby and you were just kind of interested in doing that, or did it kind of like turn into something more, obviously?
Not really. Well, I like photography, but editing, I never really tried. I just one day thought of trying it because it looked fun. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I had like zero skills. So if you like go back to my older videos, my editing skills are like really, really bad. Like words are cut off and it's a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like I look back at some of my older YouTube edits, which I'm still like not great at editing videos by any means at all. But I'll look back at my old ones, I'll be like, what was I doing there? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I cringe at myself. I'm like, oh my, like sometimes I just want to delete a bunch of videos.
Yeah. Well, no, like I actually, so I'll normally go back and look at, I always try to do this. If I have somebody come on, I will go back to like your very first video and just like
Mhm.
start from there and kind of work my way up. And it's really cool to see like the progression that you have too as an editor, and then as like your ideas develop and stuff. I really like the way that you've progressed in your channel. It seems so natural and like, I don't know, it's really
Well,
cool.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I improved a lot. I'm still improving. I'm still trying to learn. But yeah, thank you for saying that. It
Yeah.
means a lot.
No, I think it's awesome. I love doing that. Like, I like seeing that. It's a journey in itself, kind of like seeing your progression
Mhm.
and seeing like just different YouTubers, kind of like seeing where they come from. You know,
Mhm.
it's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
how did you first get into BTS? Like, what was your first introduction to them?
So I was always into K-pop.
Hmm.
Living in Japan, K-pop was already kind of big here,
Yeah.
especially around like 2009-ish. I started listening to like I don't know if you know them, like Kara, FX, 21, Super Junior, Shiny.
Hmm.
All those groups were very big in Japan at the time,
Hmm.
and they were always on TV, and I would always hear them. So I just listened to their songs very casually. I was never like a fan, I wouldn't say, because
Yeah.
I was never like updated on them, their information. I never went to their concerts or bought their merch,
Hmm.
but I always listened to a bunch of K-pops, just like really random groups.
Yeah.
And then one day, my friend, when we were eating lunch at school, she came and she was like, "Have you heard of this new group that's coming out?" And that was BTS.
Yeah.
And we watched the No More Dreams
Hmm.
music video together, and we were obsessed. I don't know what it is, but it just like left a big impression on me, and I couldn't
Yeah.
get the song out of my head. And we were listening to that song over and over again.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's how I got into BTS. That's how I discovered BTS.
That is so cool to know that you like on the first, like from the jump, you were into BTS. Like No More Dreams, their
Oh
first
yeah,
video, right? Like that's awesome.
yeah.
And what a video to start with. Like they really kind of went off on that one. Like video is
Oh yeah.
ridiculous. It's so good.
I mean, I guess that made them stand out too. Like they were a little bit different from
Yeah.
all the other groups I was listening to. And I guess that was good.
Hmm. Would you say like back then, especially, there were a lot more like because I don't know, BTS is like the first dip into K-pop, and since then I've really listened to more. But like, would you say back then they were edgier for K-pop, or was that like what was going on then whenever they did debut? Was that the norm or?
Well, I think the groups that I was listening to were very different from BTS.
Mhm.
BTS is like more like heavy, like hip hop and
Yeah.
like kind of dark.
Mhm.
The groups I was listening to were more, I don't know the right word, but like more idly
Mhm.
kind of. And so for me, they seemed different.
Yeah.
And especially like I like rap music from when I was younger, and their rap really caught my attention too
Mhm.
because they were rapping so fast. And even though I don't understand anything, I was like very impressed with their rap skills.
Yeah.
And this other groups that I was listening to, I never really paid attention to that.
Mhm.
So I guess that was different, but I don't know. Like older K-pops were kind of crazy too,
Mhm.
like Big Bang and Shiny. But for me, BTS seemed different at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about this
Mhm.
too, like lyric videos. I don't think lyric videos are anything new, but like especially whenever BTS really first started, they didn't, I'm sure it's especially like the translated lyric videos weren't something that was really happening on YouTube at the time.
Oh
So
yeah.
like that probably even put like being a fan of BTS back then was probably even like a harder thing to really, it was probably even more like obscure to be a BTS fan than too, just because like you said, you might not have known exactly what they were saying at the time. It's just,
Yeah. So when I was first getting into BTS, I didn't have a phone. And the only like internet access I had was through my parents' laptop.
oh, nice.
So I didn't keep up with their information either. So it's like really different back then. And nobody knew about them.
Yeah.
I had a Korean friend, but she didn't even know about BTS. So I couldn't ask her.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would ask her, what does this mean? But I don't want to bother her with all the lyrics.
Yeah.
So it was really different than getting all the information and figuring out what the song was about.
Yeah, man, I've always wondered that. Like, especially because somebody told me recently, I've been checking out older, like, is it EXO? And they were saying that like some of their older videos don't have any type of closed captions on them. They said that it was before YouTube really started the auto closed captions. And so they were like, you might not know what they're saying, but it's going to be an awesome song. So I don't know. I would have never thought of that until just recently. But it's cool how like technology has really brought in like, I guess just the ease of access to K-pop and different genres and languages of music. It's cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think internet and like social media has a big part in spreading K-pop.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So like how did you, so I know now how you kind of like got into BTS, but like was there a moment where you'd be like, okay, I'm officially ARMY? Because I know like, you know, even back then they might not have even had it. I think they might have started with the term of ARMY, but like how'd you know you became ARMY? Like when did you have that moment?
That's actually an interesting question. I never really had like a moment when I was like, okay, I'm an ARMY now.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a rabbit hole. You just keep going deeper and deeper, and you realize you're an ARMY. Like you don't even realize when you're becoming an ARMY, because at first, like I didn't have a bias. I didn't even know like that you pick a bias or like that's something that people do. So I didn't really try to, what's the word? I think when you're an ARMY, you try to know everything about them and you research a lot. But back then I didn't really do that. When I really started doing that, I guess is like, I don't know, like 2014 or later, like a year or so later. That's when I was like, my first bias was Jimin.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So at first Taehyung caught my eye, so I was like, is he my bias? But then I realized I couldn't stop watching Jimin, so I told my friend, I remember I told my friend, okay, I think Jimin is my bias. And then my friend was like, no, he's my bias. And I remember we had a little argument, which is so stupid, but we were like in junior high. So and then I think that's when I realized, okay, I think I'm an ARMY, because like I have a bias and I am like obsessed with them and I watch their videos all the time. So I think 2014 or 15, early 15 is when I was in ARMY.
It's so easy, like like you were saying, kind of Jimin, really you couldn't stop watching him. It's so easy with like how good he is at dancing, and like his voice is ridiculous, and he's like a beautiful dude. So I don't know, like it's hard not to just be like your eyes go straight to Jimin, you know, sometimes. So
yes, his movements like really captured your attention. Like you can't stop watching him.
Him and J-Hope, like both of them. J-Hope's smile, like whenever he's dancing, he's just like that's like his perfect place, you know, and he just seems like he's just so at home on
he's
stage.
In his world.
Well, how did it go from then? Like, I don't know, I don't want to assume anything. Okay, the name SugArmyy seems like Suga would be your bias. I don't know
Yes.
But how did it go from Jimin to Suga? How did you end up getting like just catching the Shug?
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember clearly, it was like when the Dope music video came out. And I think I told you that I was into like rap music before. And then I don't know why, but when Yoongi came out with that like white, like silver white-ish hair in that Dope music video, rapping, like I was bias wrecked. And from that moment, I started watching videos of Yoongi, like compilation videos of Yoongi.
Mhm.
And then that's when I was like, okay, maybe Yoongi's my bias now. And like, of course, I love all the members,
Mhm.
but I think Yoongi started to grow on me, and I started to relate to him a lot more
Mhm.
with his mixtape and what he says, like stuff he says.
Yeah.
It really, it was really relatable to me. And like me and Yoongi, we have the same MBTI personality types.
Oh, there you go.
Um, and I was like, okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why I think Yoongi bias wrecked me and became my bias.
Yeah. I don't know. I was watching something recently. Soap. It was Soap. That's what it was. And like I just man, seeing him in that personality, I was like, he is just a total freaking awesome person. Like everything about him. I love his rapping skills. He's hilarious in Run BTS and then Soap. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. So I might have had one of those moments too where I'm like slightly bias wrecked. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. His personality is like on, I think when it's a very like typical like a stereotype that people assume he's introverted
Mhm.
and closed off and quiet, but it's when you get to know him, he's not really like that. He's very kind and funny, and I think that's what like the gap between that really got me
Yeah, yeah.
and attracted me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like he definitely isn't what I I think the same thing has happened kind of like with my YouTube channel in some senses. Like whenever I first started and just recently, I'm actually just like in the next video possibly going to start doing just actual pictures of myself. On all of my stuff it's like metal vocalist reacts and I've got like this picture that's like an animated version of me and I'm like yelling or something like that and I got my fist up. A lot of people are like, oh, he's probably a super angry mean dude or something, and then like you get to talk to me, I'm just like, I'm completely
Yeah.
opposite. So like I don't know, I think the same thing kind of happens with me. I've had so many people be like, man, I'm glad I checked your video out or something because you're not like I was thinking that you were gonna be. So
In
maybe
a way.
hopefully, I don't know. I never know like what people think of me until somebody says something and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I know that I think actually my daughter's first introduction to BTS might have actually been because she's really big into like watching YouTube shorts.
Mhm.
Like that's just kind of like a random thing. Like she gets a certain amount of time that she can be on her computer like after school and stuff like that. And so I think she found BTS possibly even through you. So like I was wondering.
What?
I know. Like yeah, seriously. And
Crazy.
but like your channel you're almost to 1 million subs, which is freaking awesome. You said you kind of like had it 5,000 at one point and
Yeah.
then like breaching definitely, I think you're over 700,000 now, right?
Yes, it's crazy.
That is so awesome. But like, so you're almost to 1 million now. So congratulations already. I'll be the first to congratulate you on 1 million. You're getting there.
Thank you.
But like, how do you feel about like your videos bringing in new army and stuff? Because there's definitely, a lot of people. I mean, your videos get suggested to so many people. They're reacted by probably thousands of reactors out there. Check your videos out, and I mean, you've got to have like over 1 billion views now on all of your collective video channel views and reactor views. How does all that make you feel?
It even though like I love hearing stories about like how people get into BTS because of my videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear that a lot, but it still doesn't really hit me.
Yeah.
Like I guess it's weird visualizing somebody sitting and actually watching my videos. And I don't know, I can't wrap my head around it. It feels so weird, and like I'm so appreciative of that, but it feels like a dream kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I see that number like 700,000, it's like I can't imagine 700,000 people.
Yeah.
So I can't even like picture how big of a number that is.
Mhm.
And I always love hearing stories about how people get into BTS and how they discover my channel, or how my videos help them learn about BTS. I always love hearing that. And it always, like, I would always I will never get tired of hearing it. But it will always feel surreal to me, like a dream. It's weird that people know me.
Yeah, and I mean, like
It's really weird.
yeah, like you said, it came from kind of just like, well, I'll just try editing this on my phone to like posting on YouTube, and then to what it's grown into now. Like that had to have been such a journey going from the dorm room to like where your channel is. Were there like struggles that you had from the here to there with your channel?
Yeah, I think I did. I don't know if it's a struggle, but I never had like upload schedule
Hmm.
until like very recently, actually. I
Yeah.
think right before COVID started, maybe. And I didn't even do it seriously.
Hmm.
Like I said, I was just doing it for my own satisfaction.
Yeah.
And I always loved reading the comments, but I was never imagining myself doing this.
Yeah.
Like now, I thought it was just temporary, and I thought it was just, I'll just delete all the videos after I was done college.
Yeah.
But once I started getting more and more subscribers, I didn't know if I should continue this, and I didn't know if I could.
Hmm.
And as I said, I never learned how to edit. So I didn't know if my skills were enough, or there are so many other great editors out there. So I thought maybe I should just delete it and just focus on school
Yeah.
and work and other stuff.
Mm.
So once I was very on the edge about deleting my channel, or maybe deleting my videos or privating them.
Hmm.
But seeing all the comments and all the reactions really encouraged me. And if I have the time, I should make videos because people actually enjoyed them. And
Yeah.
then now I really enjoy making the videos. And now I still don't know if I'm going to do it forever, but I still want to continue it until I don't know, something happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I had like a huge struggle.
Mm.
It's just that like I was always doubting my editing skills and my
Hmm.
quality of the videos,
Yeah.
because there are so many editors out there who actually knows how to edit and who actually learn how to edit.
Hmm.
So I was always comparing myself to others.
Yeah.
But now I think I just do it because I enjoy it,
Hmm.
and it doesn't really matter what, if my editings aren't like perfect. It doesn't matter, because I think there are people out there who still would watch my videos. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so true. And like, man, I do that so much for myself too. Like I definitely know where your head's at sometimes with that. And I'm glad that it seems like you've gotten out of that. So that's awesome. I've talked about this a few times on even these podcasts, like that kind of imposter syndrome a little bit.
Mhm.
At being
Yeah.
a content creator, it's kind of like something that I don't know. I don't know people that don't have this, I guess is what I'm trying to say at this moment. I think it's
Yeah, that's true.
but it's really cool to know that you're kind of more at peace now, maybe it sounds like, from
Mhm.
with thinking that. And like just to let you know, like I have never heard anybody be like, well, her videos are great, but her editing is rough or something like that. Like all of your videos are
I'm glad.
really smooth. I like they're awesome. Like they're hilarious to watch. So like any editing I've never even noticed. It's like, and that's a good thing, like in a video you don't want to be like,
Thank
well,
you.
so but yeah.
Yeah, like, I always get happy when I get comments like, "Oh, I think your editing improved," or "I like this part, how you edited this part."
Hmm.
I always get so happy because I don't have anybody around me where I can just ask and be like, "Can you make sure my editing is fine?"
Yeah.
I just edit the videos and just upload it. So I always get happy when people compliment how my editing improved.
Yeah. No, it's seriously, it looks great. Like, and it's the standard for me, I think, with like BTS edits. I think it's like, so you were in this definitely a good bit before myself, but like for me, SugArmyy is like the place to go for like good compilations of like
Oh, that
BTS.
makes me so happy.
Well, like I don't even know if they're like.
Oh,
I'm just saying, I don't know. Everybody has suggested like your videos for me to check out for like different random funny stuff. And like,
wow.
is that something that like just came naturally as far as like the, I don't know, like Jim and being cute or something like that? Like these ideas that you'll have for compilation videos, did that just naturally happen with the channel? Was that even some of the first stuff you did in your dorm, or was that like something that you progressed into?
I think it's some more like something I progressed into
Hmm.
because I think I started off with like stage videos where I noticed like mistakes or accidents on stage and I
Hmm.
would like point it out.
Yeah.
But then while I was watching all the BTS contents like Run BTS or Bangtan Bombs, I noticed a pattern and I wanted to highlight those
Mhm.
because I thought they were cute. So that's how I started doing that. So now whenever I watch anything BTS related, whether it's like Run BTS or anything,
Mhm.
I notice and I get inspirations for my next videos, and I always write them down on my notebook.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I get inspired for my videos. But there are so many requests that I get from my subscribers now,
Yeah.
and they have really good ideas, like creative ideas. So
Yeah.
after I get those requests, I go through some of the videos that pops up in my mind and
Mm.
start collecting videos for the compilations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far out are you right now on videos? Like, do you have just like a plethora of things that you've got ideas for that you haven't edited or like got the clips yet?
I actually have like my list of ideas probably have like over 30
Oh my
things on
gosh.
the idea list, but sometimes I cross it out because
Hmm.
it's overdone, like overdone. Is
Yeah.
that the right word? It's like done so many times where I don't have enough clips of it
Hmm.
or something like that. And I usually have one or two videos in advance, like already edited,
Hmm.
ready to go. But it really depends on my work schedule and my like my life, what goes on my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm busy, I don't have any videos and I have to edit in like a day or 2 days,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I hate that. So
Yeah.
I try to have some videos in advance
Yeah.
edited. Yeah.
Was there a moment in your channel where you just noticed like a lot of growth and you were like, okay, this is like a real thing that like is actually happening? It's not just like just a chill hobby thing right now.
Yeah, I think once I hit 100K
Mhm.
subscribers, that's when I was like, okay, 100K is a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot more than I anticipated. And so that's when I thought, okay, maybe I should keep going and see how far I can go. And that's when I discovered that social media and YouTube and content creating, editing is something I really enjoy
Hmm.
because this might go off track a little bit,
Okay.
but I graduated high school when I was 16,
Oh,
and
nice.
then it's like you always have the pressure of people asking you, what are you going to do next? Or
Hmm.
what are your dreams? And I had no idea at all. And I think looking back, 16, of course I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
only but then I was like, oh, everybody knows what they're doing around me, and I'm the only one who's lost. And so I always had no idea what I wanted to do
Hmm.
as a job, like for my career. So I was just continuing this as a hobby, trying to find, like, trying new things, trying to find something that I enjoy that I can make a career out of.
Hmm.
But then once I started getting a lot of subscribers and once I started learning more about editing,
Yeah.
um, that's when I realized maybe editing is what I want to do for my career. Maybe like social media or
Hmm.
something in those fields is something I want to do.
Yeah.
So I think YouTube and creating videos helped me realize my career path and what I actually enjoy.
Hmm.
And it might, I don't know if this answered your question,
No.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I had that realization.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I love that. And like, You're so right. I mean, I think like you said, looking back at it, of course you might not have known. And I think a lot of the times parents and myself included, and like I try so hard not to do this, like with my own daughters. I'm like, what do you want to be whenever you grow up? I ask them all the time. I'm like, because I just want to, it's not that I want to like pressure them into doing something. I just want to help them with whatever it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
you want to be a soccer player? Let's go buy soccer balls or something, And
Yeah.
so like, I don't know. I think that it's with that maybe from a parent just wanting to help their kids, it pressures them. Because whenever I was growing up, it's the same way. Like I skateboarded and stuff, or I played music, and I had no like, there's no like clear directive of where I wanted to go with my profession, And I felt so pressured for it. And then it wasn't until I remember the moment I was like, this is actually what I'd love to do for the rest of my life. I played a concert, and the first time my guitar went through a PA system and there was a crowd there, I was like, oh, this is my moment. Like, that was it for me. Yeah. And
like an epiphany.
yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know. I think that's really cool that you had that moment with your editing, and whenever you were like, this is something that I really enjoy doing. And I think unless people have that actual moment, that realization moment that you had or that I had on stage, then like I think unless people really have that, people will end up falling into an actual thing. There's not really you can't really just go to school and then like have a clear for sure like, you'll have a successful YouTube channel if you go to college for YouTube channeling or something. There's not like
Yeah. I think YouTube is a little bit like abnormal, unusual path, or I think not a lot of people go into YouTube knowing that they'll do this as their career, or I think most people go into YouTube because they love doing making those videos. So that was me, and I never thought, like, even when I had like 50K, I didn't think YouTube would be something that I would continue for a long time. Yeah.
Has it become now like a career for you? Like, is this kind of your full-time job now?
Actually, it's not my full-time job now, but I have like another job, which is something to do with social media as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's how YouTube is how I figured out that I wanted to work in that field.
Yeah.
So it's something I do just on the side, but I feel like, to be honest, it takes up most of my time more than my actual job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people don't see it a lot of the times, but like editing is so time consuming and it's fun and you get lost in it, but it takes so much time.
Yeah, sometimes I love it, but sometimes I hate it. It's like the love-hate relationship, but the feeling of accomplishment that you get is really what I do it for.
Yeah. How long does it normally take you for like a video on average? How long does that take you to actually edit the whole process?
I think it really depends on the length of the video. So like shorter videos, 10 or less than 10 minutes would take something like 7 hours. But some videos that I do, some of them are like 20 minutes long. They take 9 hours, sometimes even more. But I don't do it all in one sitting. It's like spread out in a few days. But yeah, it really depends on what kind of videos too. But I'd say like 7 to 10 hours in average.
Jeez. But is that including like you finding the clips and grabbing the clips and then like all that stuff, or do you storyboard a lot of the times with yours as well too?
I mean, collecting clips, I don't know. I think it's another like 2-3 hours, but that's not like the biggest part. I think like captioning and finding the translations, because if there's a translated video, it's easy, but sometimes there are no translations. So I'm studying Korean, but I'm not fluent yet. So sometimes I try to, I ask my Korean friends, or I try to go on Twitter to see if there's an answer to what they're saying at a certain point.
And honestly, I think it's really cool how the J-Hope on Lollapalooza recently, they did that V Live directly after. And I was watching the V Live and I was like, man, I really wish there was like closed captions or something like that. But literally maybe an hour after that V Live was gone, or like they went offline, they already had the like somebody on Twitter literally just pretty much translated the entire thing. It was in an hour. I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah, it's crazy the amount of work Army does. There are a lot of Twitter accounts that just post translation like live as they're live. They just keep typing and yeah,
awesome.
they do a lot of work for the armies. I'm thankful.
What a time to be
Yeah.
like a BTS fan right now. It's
Yeah, it's really different.
like I would consider myself ARMY now probably like for about 2 months. So I'm really green, super green ARMY. But like I've been checking out their content for about like going on 4. I think this is my 4th month now. But whenever I got into them, Proof was coming out and I really had no idea what to expect. And then the Fiesta dinner, and they kind of announced that they were going to be taking a hiatus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, it's like a horrible time to be getting into this band, like they're taking a break right now. Yeah. And then everybody was like, no, they said BTS is taking a break. They didn't ever say ARMY was. And I was like, what do you mean? And then it's just like solo project collabs. Like,
oh my God. It's like bombarding with contents and contents.
It's so crazy to think that there's like so much potential content out there coming. And then like, even with them being like, hey guys, we're going to be taking a break for a little bit. And then it's just...
Yeah, a break. I feel like we're even busier than when they were all together because solo project like 7 times more content. And I mean, I'm loving it, but sometimes I feel overwhelmed because I haven't even watched their latest, like 3-4 of their latest V Lives, and it's sometimes a lot of content to catch up to, and I can't imagine being a baby ARMY, like a new ARMY right now, because there's so much content. It must be overwhelming for you.
It's funny because like people have been like, well, what are you gonna do once you kind of like get through a lot of BTS's catalog? And every time that somebody says that, I'm like, I don't really know. But one of my moms, she'll like completely check me. She's like, John, you have 9 years of a lot of content they just have put out consistently. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But like, it's crazy. And is there a solo project or something right now that you're kind of like interested in?
Well, I think Namjoon said that his album is coming soon. Well, he said that after J-Hope, it's gonna be mine, or it's probably gonna be mine. So Namjoon's album I'm really looking forward to because his previous mixtape, 2 mixtapes are really different. Like his first mixtape, and then his second mixtape, Mono, it's a completely different world. I mean, same as J-Hope, but so I'm excited what the third album is gonna be for him. And I really love his lyrics. I love it, like the way he words things. It's just sticks with me and it really hits me. So I'm really excited for that. So I think what I'm looking forward to now is that, and everything else. I don't know what's coming next. They just announce it and then it comes and then they announce another thing. So I'm just ready for anything.
So Sexy Nukem just came out recently. And I think for me personally, I'm just gonna say it, I think that might be my favorite collab that's came out in this little series of stuff. Do you have like a favorite collab that's happened so far?
Oh, that's a really hard one. Like a non-BTS song, right? I really liked Blueberry Eyes with Max and Yoongi. I remember when it came out, I had that on repeat, and it was actually on my like top 10 Spotify most played list. But there's so many collab songs. Actually, I was just listening to a rap song that Namjoon did. I think not a lot of people know about this song that he did. What was the name? It's called Kaja, I think, and it's with I don't know how to pronounce the Gecko. I think the artist's name is Gecko. It's called Kaja, like Gajah, and it's a collab rap song that Namjoon did like a while ago. But
Yeah.
It's really catchy and I love that song.
Nice.
Yeah, there's just so many, but I think those two just came to my mind right
Mhm.
now.
Okay, so what kind of rap were you into before BTS? Because I'm getting a feel from you of like what type of rap you might be into, but like, what was some of the older rap you listened to, like rap artists back then?
Um, well, mostly I listen to like Japanese raps
Oh,
because
nice.
in Japanese.
Mhm.
I also listen to so the school that I went to,
Mhm.
my classmates always listen to like Eminem and Tyga
Oh,
and
nice.
those artists. So
Mhm.
those were the artists that I used to listen to.
Mhm.
And then K-raps, I didn't listen that much, but I was always into K-pop groups that
Mhm.
had like strong raps, like 21. Yeah, but I didn't really have a specific like favorite artist or
Yeah.
favorite rapper.
Mhm.
I just listened to a bunch of rap songs because that was what my like all my classmates were listening to.
Mhm.
And yeah, I didn't even know what rap was that much.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that it was like a genre
Yeah.
until I covered like BTS and the rap line.
Mhm.
That's when I was like, okay, this is rap.
Man, like BTS, I love how much of an influence they've had, like actually had in your life. I think that's really cool. There's a lot of little moments in my life now, I think, since I started this journey that I've been like, this is something that's going to stick with me. And
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just cool to hear like just small things that have kind of like added up and accumulated for you with like your BTS journey. I think that's awesome. The future of your channel, I know that you said you were kind of looking at like, you said you probably have about like 30 different ideas right now and some that you might scrap and stuff. Are there any big projects or any projects that you're looking forward to with your channel?
Right now I'm taking like a short break from
Mm-hmm.
my channel because I have things going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And just like my regular videos.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm putting more work into my like I have a second or like my backup channel
Mm-hmm.
where I post like vlogs or no, like something really different from my main channel. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm putting more effort into now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, not much, not much planned ahead.
Yeah.
Not something, nothing special, just my regular videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, vlogging though, that's something that I've recently gotten into. Like, are you doing like traveling or are you doing kind of like vlogging around where you're at or what's that kind of looking like?
So I started off with like BTS related vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
So living in Japan, there's a lot of BTS events,
Mm-hmm.
cafes. Just you just see BTS like everywhere
That's so cool.
here. So I decided to share that with my subscribers, and
Mm-hmm.
so I visited like BTS cafes, and they had an event for their anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
So BTS anniversary is huge here, and I feel like all the cafes here have like decorations up and
Mm-hmm.
cups and freebies to
Yeah.
give out for the armies that come for the event.
Mm-hmm.
So I blog stuff, contents like that. Yeah, just like my daily life as an editor
Yeah.
type of stuff. And I don't know if you know the creator Genie Eats.
Yes. Yeah.
Also makes BTS edits
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. So
Oh,
I
that's
met
cool.
up with her and we filmed together.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, stuff like that. So I'm enjoying that
Mm-hmm.
more right now. So I'm putting more time and
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something with my vlogs right
Mm-hmm.
now. Yeah.
I love that. Like seriously, I've been talking about that a lot recently. I've done like one like a pilot episode of kind of like a travel vlog, and then I shot the first actual travel vlog that I've done, and I haven't edited it yet. But man, it's like so much. There's so much more editing that goes on with like that type of vlogging. It's insane.
Yeah, I realized that too. Like vlogging is actually so hard because the thing about me is like I'm very shy
Mhm.
filming. I get so nervous
Me
filming in
too.
public.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't even take a photo in public without feeling embarrassed.
Me
So
too.
I'm struggling with that right now.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
I like, okay, so I'll just tell you like what I told one of my friends. Chris actually came with me on our travel vlog, and we went to a place in Alabama. But like, my friend is he's a brewmaster at a brewery,
Oh,
and
wow.
so he let us like tour the brewery, and like we did a little mini
Cool.
podcast and just hung out around the town and ate at a really cool restaurant there. But
Mhm.
before I went with him, I was like, look, I am so awkward with a camera, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, "What's up, Chad? Hey, fam." You know, like I don't want to be that dude. But
Oh yeah.
so I was like, "Look, let's just both agree that we're gonna do this, and it's not gonna be weird. You're just gonna talk to the camera, dude. We just got this." So like, I
Oh
don't,
yeah.
I think like as long as I think there's a good way to do it for sure. And man, like if they just had a little, like one day I'm sure they're gonna have drones that could just follow us. That way we don't feel weird and we're not holding
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
We'll just have like a drone
Oh
cam.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I get so like self-conscious. I feel
Me
like
too.
everybody's watching me
Mm-hmm.
when in reality nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll glance at you, but they're not going to stand there watch you and
Mm-hmm.
judge. I know that, but it like I know that in my head, but I can't. I still struggle with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I'm the same way, trust me. Like I don't know why. And that's been something that I've been dealing with literally this week too. I'm just like, we've got
Oh
to,
yeah.
yeah, we're doing like, I'm trying to do at least film one episode a month, and then it's gonna like in October it's gonna be a lot more because we're doing like haunted tours and like random overnight
Oh,
stays and like scary places. So we're gonna do a lot of like,
oh,
I don't know, Halloween
mhm.
type themes. But
Oh yeah.
so I'm trying. I'm trying. I understand the struggle you're going through with just that. I think too, like not having a huge like selfie stick pole that's like 12 feet long, you know, like going through the crowds, that probably helps. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't start off as like a blogger.
Mm-hmm.
I can just do it like on the side so I
Yeah.
can practice more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of cam and stuff are you using for your vlogging?
I have like a vlog camera. I don't know. It was recommended by my friend. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like a Canon,
I
but
see.
I
Yeah.
don't remember the camera. But most of the time I just use my phone because
Yeah. Ah,
sometimes
they're
I get
so
too
good now,
lazy to
though.
charge. Yeah, I'm too lazy to charge the cameras or SD cards and
Mm-hmm.
take batteries, and they're heavy too. So
Yeah.
cameras work. I mean, iPhones work just fine, I
Mm-hmm.
think, for my contents. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then too, like, so I shot our first episode on a iPhone 13 Pro Max, but iPhone just did a new, like a convention or whatever, or like their new release reveal thingy, and the 14's got like stabilization, just like a GoPro, and it
Oh.
shoots so much better now. So like, I don't know. I wasn't looking at doing it because I'm not that guy that normally tries to get like the newest of new or whatever. But like,
Imagine.
I'm kind of thinking about it now because it's got all these things. I'm like, man, that would be cool for vlogging. It'd be so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, iPhones are, I feel like they could replace some cameras.
Hmm.
Like, I know there are amazing cameras out there, but if it doesn't, you don't need a great camera
Yeah,
to make a great content. I think iPhones should be enough. And
yeah.
yeah, they're expensive.
It almost goes into that thing where you're saying like, there might be like editors out there that are just like doing like cinematic, like it looks like a Marvel movie or something like that with their editing or
Yeah.
something. But like, it's the content. I think at the end of the day, like that's what people are there for more so than like just I don't know, like
Mhm.
it's ultra HD, high depth, and all this stuff. You know.
Yeah,
I would definitely love to see some of your travel vlog stuff. Do you mind if we like link your other accounts? That's
that'll be
awesome.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would definitely love to see it. Like they're I don't know, like everybody that I talk to are just kind of big travel fans and like just want to see the world. Well, we have officially made it through our actual questions, and we got a couple of fan questions if
Wow.
you got some time.
Okay. Yeah, of
Nice.
course.
First one is from Erin, and she
Mhm.
asks, "How do you get inspirations for the themes of your videos?"
Mm. Well, I think I mentioned a little bit before,
Mhm.
but whenever I watch videos, I tend to notice patterns and when I watch videos, I don't just watch them
Mm,
once. I watch them a lot of times, focusing on each member and focusing on different stuff.
mhm.
And that's when I see and notice things that maybe some people might have missed. And then I notice a pattern and I write them down. And then later I look back and try to find other clips that goes with that theme.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess just watching a lot of BTS is my inspiration for my
There you
videos.
go. I like it. I like it a lot. Nice. There you go. And this one is from Megbot, which is actually the person that got me into BTS. But she says,
Okay.
yeah, she said, do you have a favorite video that you have put out so far? Like, is there one that you're just like, yes?
Oh, yes. The video that I always like looking back at
Mhm.
is Namjoon's serious leader moments that low-key intimidate me. Something I think the title was like that. Um, that's
Nice.
one of my favorite videos because I think it's unique
Mhm.
and nobody has done that. And I used a lot of clips that weren't very like used before.
Mhm.
And that's, yeah, I think that's one of my videos that I'm very proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. There you go. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one for sure too. That's like, I love the title of that one. That low key intimidated me. He's
Because
got
it does.
he's got such
I
like
would be intimidated.
his personality is like so, I don't know, like I've mentioned this I think before in like a reaction or something, but like there's not a lot of people. I have ADHD really bad. So like if you've got my attention, I feel like it's an important thing for me, you know, like that's a thing that I have a lot of weight of value to. And anytime he speaks, I'm just like, I need to hear what he's saying because it's something that's important or thought provoking or like funny. But
Mhm.
he definitely just has that like aura about himself. It's just like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's cool though.
Yeah, definitely. And like I would be scared if I was there and if Namjoon looked at me, like glared at me, telling me.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to check that video out for sure. Well, there it is. We have gotten through our fan questions, our official questions, and man, I am so excited to check out some of your your vlog videos. I'm excited to see that, and I'm stoked to see you coming back and doing some more SugArmyy compilation videos.
Thank you. It
Yeah.
was really nice talking to you. I was very nervous because
Uh-huh.
obviously English isn't my first language. So, and I stutter a lot and I'm not really good with talking with
Oh
my
gosh.
words. But you were really sweet and
Oh.
very easy to talk to. So thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
For real, thank you so much. And like seriously, I would have never known English was not like your first language. You do it better than I do, and I've lived here my whole life. So
Thank you.
you did amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have anything that you would like to say to our viewers or to your fans out there?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the continuous support and love. And even on days when I'm not uploading videos, I always go back to my videos to read the comments and interact with everyone because the thing is like I love reading comments
Mm.
that tells me like, oh, your video made my day or something like that.
Yeah.
But it really makes my day reading those comments. And
Mm.
like, no matter how many times I read those comments, I always get happy and it always uplifts my mood. So thank you so much for that. And I hope I was able to answer the questions well. And I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better.
Yeah,
And yeah, I guess that's it.
there you go. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of your stuff from your channel.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for watching the video. And again, if anybody needs anything at all of my socials are at John Reeves Live, and I will catch y'all next time. Toodles.